Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gritty Hour. I'm here with two special guests this week. I have Goose and Maverick, co-hosts of Slacker 82 Alpha, a podcast that you can hear them live every Wednesday night, weekday nights, Wednesday evening on Podmeet at 7 p.m. every Wednesday night live, and they're also on Spotify, Google, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. So welcome to the Gritty Hour, Goose and Maverick.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, sir. I guess you're calling from New York.
I am in New York, and you guys are in Florida, I think, right?
Yes, we are two different beasts.
It's definitely a different beast. And you guys are veterans, correct?
Yes,
That's
sir.
correct. Yes.
Thank you for your service. Where'd you serve, Goose?
I served in Iraq a couple times. I served for 23 years. I was in the service in the Army. Retired.
In the
Retired. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your service, sir. And you, Maverick?
8 years in the Army Guard. So mine is extinguished as Goose's. I didn't see any combat. I was just a mechanic.
Thank you both for your service. So tell us a little about your podcast. What's it all about? What made you start one?
Well, we started back in.
Decorated.
That was
We have a third host coming in.
Yeah. We started back in 2016, like late 2015, 2016, before Trump came down the escalator, we like to say.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing, our first show was on YouTube. We started there, just doing different stuff, political stuff, going over current events, stuff like that. And it just grew from there. I mean, we decided to go to try a podcast platform instead of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube seems to not like us anymore. We've been shut down twice so far on Podbean.
Is that right?
Yeah, not on Podbean, sorry, on YouTube. They shut us down twice. Now I'm on my third page with one strike against me already.
Do they give you a reason when they do that?
Yeah, they just say that we're going against their community standards. Every show we do just uploads over there. And as soon as they don't even listen to the show, they read the title and then they just form their opinion from there. They'll say it goes against their standards, misinformation, stuff like that.
Against their belief, that's what you mean.
Exactly. Yeah. I appeal, and I tell them to, shove it.
Well, God bless you for doing that. What would be the thrust of your podcast generally? Is it an interview situation with?
We do some interviews. Depending on the topic that we're talking about, we'll bring in guests. We've had quite a few different guests on. Again, it depends on the show, but most of the time it's just Goose and I, and going off on. We like to say that we're exposing the lies that the government and the mainstream media are telling the American people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got us in some trouble. I mean, we've been targeted. I mean, we've lost. We started our first show on Anchor podcast, platform. We were there. I think we were there maybe 3 weeks or so, and we were up to like 40,000 listeners.
No.
And then one morning I went to go check the numbers and everything, and the podcast was gone. I mean, it didn't exist anymore. So I contacted them, and they were like, well, basically they said suspicious activity. That's why they closed our. I guess we just grew too fast. I don't know.
You guys would be the wrong guys to ask how you feel about censorship then.
Yeah, I mean we've been censored so much I mean, it started to get frustrating after a while.
We don't know what that means.
Yeah, I mean, we've lost. I've had see, three Twitter pages. I've lost, two Instagram pages. I lost. Facebook is the only one. I mean, they hammer me on Facebook. They really censor who sees our stuff. I mean, they shadow ban us so much that you get like maybe 3 views of your
I saw one of your posts on Facebook. That's Slacker 82 Alpha also, right, on Facebook?
Yeah.
I saw one of your posts had a whatever. I think it had something to do with COVID.
Oh, every time we post anything about COVID, they slap it immediately. I mean, sometimes they won't even let it go.
Yeah.
And then other times they slap their
Community standards, guidelines, whatever.
Yeah, it's their version of I the ones I love are the ones that say partially true. Some of it's true, and then there's some questionable stuff in there.
Right.
But we keep going. I mean, that doesn't. I mean, it like I said, it got frustrating for a while with all the censorship, and I thought about stopping. But then I thought about it and talked it over, and we were like, you know what, screw it. After we lost the anchor one, we lost all those listeners. Kind of just made us come back even stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, double down on it. Sure.
Yeah, we're like, that's it. We're going for broke now. I mean, we're just gonna let it go. But we're on 11 different radio stations. I mean, we're all over. I mean, we have a huge following in the UK. They love us over there for some reason.
That's
yeah. We get some really big numbers out of there, and I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we love it. It's great. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, but we're all over. Like I said, 11 different stations. 4 of those stations are in the UK, and the rest are here in the United States.
And this is broken.
Interesting.
You know that this is broken?
Goose, your voice is raising as we go along. Yeah.
Yeah, Goose. Hey, Goose, good. Talk, man.
No, I just letting you say your piece. I mean, we've been censored like everybody else in our country. I can't imagine how you guys patriots in New York are feeling today. I mean, it sucks to live in New York. I'm glad that my mom moved from New York many years ago, and I didn't have to put up with all that BS.
I want to say Slacker too.
No, you can say it one more time.
Slacker too.
Okay. So now and people don't understand why we're so passionate about things that we say. It's about our kids. We're trying to make sure our kids don't have to pay for all these freaking dirty deeds that these people are doing in our country.
Right.
And we'll be out of here in 15, 20 years. And then our kids gonna have to face all these crazy people up there. I mean, I can't imagine in New York how people are out of control. You can't even have your own business.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing. You can't even have your own gum. You gotta be looking everywhere when you walk around your neighborhood. I mean, people are out of control.
Yeah.
And when I was raised, somebody hit me, I hit him back. And and people did respect the police. Now these people created this vacuum in our country that we are getting really destroyed by the crime family. Remember New York, we used to have many crime families. Then Giuliani came in power and started cleaning all that stuff. We need to do the same thing in our country with this crime family that is in charge of our country.
Yeah, well, New York City, which is where I was born and raised, it seems like we went back to 1977 again in the city. We took a lot of steps backwards with Mayor de Blasio. So, but I no longer live in the city, so I'm glad to be north of it now. So,
that's good.
And we still follow the same teams, New York Yankees and New York Giants and all that stuff. That's the only. I mean, maybe it's the only good thing left out there. I mean, nothing else. Well, I mean, everybody's moving to different state, conservative state like Florida. Florida is really a great state.
Yeah. Well, since COVID, we've had a lot of people moving down your way, down to Florida, down to the Carolinas, all over the place. So
the only thing we tell the New Yorkers, you got a week to remove your tag. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't remove your car tag, we're gonna pound your vehicle. Get out of here somehow.
Yeah, well, everybody talks about Maverick. You probably heard this too. A lot of the people leaving California, going to Texas, and they're saying, "Don't bring your California politics with you."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's basically the same thing we say here. You know,
You got to look on your flank and watch out in Florida for the New Yorkers. You know.
Yeah, they come
No,
down here. The Northerners come down here, and then they vote the same way. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
come down here, and then they vote the same way they do up there. You know.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the upcoming election? Where do you think we stand as a nation?
For me, I think I think they're going to cheat again. I mean, I really do. I believe that they're. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Goose might think a little different than me. I think that we're going to lose the Senate. I think we'll gain the House, but I think we're going to lose the Senate. And then I don't know. I mean, you know, and then once you get to 24, who knows? I mean, if Trump runs, you know, they're hitting them with a lot of things right now, and you know, they're trying to make it so he can't run in 24.
Yeah, they're throwing the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah. You know, I mean, if they can't make something stick, then I think we're good in 24. But if they, you know, if they can remotely get anything to stick on them, I think then we may have a problem.
Yeah, well, I'm sort of partial to your current governor. That's who I'm sort of.
Oh yeah, we love. You know, the funny thing is, in the beginning, I didn't like him. I thought he was too weak. You know, I thought he had his nose too far up Trump's ass.
Yeah, he's at the
At
beginning.
the marriage, he were in the freaking. He just got elected.
I know.
You gotta give him at least a freaking month.
I know. But now I love him. I'm behind him 100%. I mean, I agree with everything he does. I mean, I love just watching every day he does something new.
I love his new plane.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The new airlines, Nantucket Airlines. Yeah.
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 It's funny you mention that because I think he gained a lot of support among Trump supporters by doing that.
Yeah, I think he did too. I mean, it didn't hurt him. It definitely didn't hurt him.
We need to.
I think we're all right. If Trump, by some chance, Trump can't, I think our second would be him to lead this country.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It seems Trump is a very polarizing guy, obviously. I was sort of upset with all the Republicans that were against him during his administration, but I don't know. DeSantis seems more electable to me. That's in my honest opinion. You know?
I mean, and Goose will tell you, and I take a lot of heat. I'm very critical of Trump. You know, I'm a Trump supporter. I've been since the beginning. You know, you can go back and it's verified. You can go back and check all our shows from when we started. I was Trump from the beginning. Goose, it took him a little bit, but then he went.
Hey, but that don't mean in combat when the situation get hot, you're gonna get out of the kitchen. You got to continue.
Oh well, and you know me, I'm behind it, but I'm also very critical of him. I mean,
Well, I
if
really
he
think
does something wrong or says something stupid, I'm gonna point it out.
I think people need to kind of lay back and let him do his freaking job. I think Trump did a great job. That's like the guy who comes to your house to check for freaking cockroaches. You think you only saw one cockroach, and then he tell you, bro, you got like 20,000 cockroaches in your house, so you have some serious trouble here. But you don't like what he's telling you. Oh, he's lying to me because he want to make money. No, you really got 20,000 cockroaches anyway. And that's what Trump did. He exposed every freaking body, even that piece of shit, Paul Ryan, that was in the freaking House of Representatives for 2 years, stole his freaking agenda. Then you got fuck goddamn. I'm sorry about the language. That's the way I conduct myself sometimes.
Let it rip.
But that freaking McCain, that I'm glad he's gone right now, facing hell, and he one who stopped eliminating the freaking Obamacare. You know, all these freaking Republicans that we put up there, they're piece of shit. Yeah. They are. They're not doing anything for our country. 70% of them, they are. They need to be out too. Not only freaking Democrats. I'm talking about Republicans too.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to clean our country. If we don't win this election 2022 November, we are done. I don't think there's no way to come back. They already infiltrated 5.0, 5 million migrants into our country. They only talk about 1.2.1. No, hell no. It's many people that are not accounted for that came to our country. A lot of enemies of our state, of our country, are in our backyard. And something big is going to happen in our country. So it's better you be ready and don't start crying after the shit started hitting the fan, because if you voted for that idiot that is in the White House right now, you deserve whatever you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's very important that you know what you're doing for the sake of our kids.
Well, don't hold anything back, Goose. Tell us how you really feel.
I told you. Once he gets going,
No, it's freaking, it's bad. I mean, these freaking FBI agencies, all these other agencies that been controlling every freaking body. Now they got 87,000 people to spy on you and I.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't make $400,000. So guess what? We're the one gonna be targeted.
Yeah.
And you only got what, 20,000 border patrol agents, and you got all this fentanyl drugs overdose happening in our country. Last year, 107,000 people died, many youngsters. People in Chicago killing each other, kids, 13, 12, 5, 6 years old. Come on, these freaking Democrats don't give a shit about nobody but themselves.
Yeah. I just read this morning, New Orleans passed St. Louis as the murder capital of the country.
I did see that too. Yeah, that was interesting.
Hey, they were playing like they're playing a freaking NBA game. They want to be first in the standing. First was freaking Baltimore, then Illinois, Chicago, then Louisiana. Now it's ahead. Next month is gonna be another freaking Democrat city.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a game for them. They don't give a shit.
If you look at the top 10 capitals in the country for murder and see who the mayors of those places are and the governors of those states,
exactly.
it's really, do you need to see anything else beyond that? You just tying two and two together here, you know?
And when DeSantis won the elections here, they say it was a close election. But think about it. A few months after the guy lost against DeSantis, they found him in a hotel with his boyfriend without clothes, with an overdose. And that's the type of people Democrats recruit to become the leaders in different cities. They're a bunch of drug addicts, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Check the Black Lives Matter. Freaking $6.2 million in the freaking house. Oh, damn. That's a lot of freaking money for somebody who didn't have shit.
Yeah. Well, like you said before, Goose, there's a lot of lousy Republicans out there too. You almost think it's the same party, two different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that.
And then you got the big guy that every day he got, come out with something new. I don't know who the hell's running our country. We know who's running the country, Those people that were in the Obama administration, they're the one running the country.
Yeah, Susan Rice, you think?
Susan Rice there. Yeah, that's one of the first. Then the other pedophile guy that used to be Secretary of State. You got like 4 or 5 of them out there. Even Hillary Clinton is there.
I still
sending talking points.
I still think Obama's pulling the strings. I really do.
I've heard that a lot, Maverick. I've heard that.
Yeah, I that's my belief is that it's him. He's pulling the strings because they're going by his playbook. I mean, he started this whole thing and his 8 years destroying this country, and they're just they're just following it. I mean, they're that's what I say too. I agree with Goose. If we don't do something here in 22, there's not going to be anything left. Everybody's like, well, we'll come back in 24 and help us. But if we do another 2 years of Biden, there's not going to be anything left of this country.
Well, he's got the greatest job security in the world because he has Harris and is ready to step in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my prediction on that is, and I say this all the time, is my prediction is after the midterm elections, you're going to see something happen with Biden. Either they're going to say he resigned due to health or something, or they'll invoke the 25th and get him out, and Harris will take over.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, but I also wouldn't be surprised if you saw something happen to Harris where she resigns after the midterms.
You think?
And well, to set up somebody else to run, you know what I mean? To set up a better candidate to run in 2024.
Who's that? Who's that? Who you mentioned? Who?
They're gonna. No, he
Who's
was.
that girl?
Who?
Who's that girl?
Well, I'm predicting you might see something. You might see Kamala Harris resign after the midterms.
She might be on somebody's desk right now as
Yeah.
we speak.
Then who you think will take over?
There's a fellow's name I can't think. He was a mayor, and now he's the Department of Transportation.
Who? Buttigieg?
Buttigieg, yeah.
The one who took back 30 days because his freaking husband just got a new kid. And that's what's wrong with our country. I don't have anything against gay people and same-sex marriage, but I hope you go to hell anyway. You're going against God's, moral values. And if you want to be gay, don't try to impose your moral value into the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Keep it to your freaking self.
And we always say this. That's what we do the same thing on our show. We say the same thing is that, we don't care what you do in the privacy of your home, but I don't agree with that. We're bowing down as a country to this small percent.
1%, smaller than 1%.
Yeah. I mean, now it's like, they're shoving it down our throats. You see it on the TV, every commercial, it's got a same-sex couple, or every show, it's now they're moving it to the forefront, and wanting you to accept it. And just for me, and that's why, and also here in Florida, what I love what DeSantis did was the, what some label it as the "Don't Say Gay" bill, where they don't teach that crap in the schools from kindergarten to third grade,
Right.
and then it's limited through the higher grades. And I agree. Everybody's like up in arms, and Disney, I mean, we're fighting over with Disney about it and stuff. I mean, I think it's a great thing. Our kids, they want that though. What they want is they want to catch them young, so they can mold them now, into thinking, and just, I'm so happy that DeSantis did that. I mean, I just, like I said, in the beginning, I didn't like him, but now he's grown some balls, and I mean, he's just on a roll. And
well, Mary, they took over New York.
Well, it's a matter of just education in general has always been a thorn in my side. I'm going to be having a podcast in the very near future with 3 teachers, and I wanted to discuss the decline of our education in this country since the Department of Education was started in 1977. Every single year, we've had a decline in our returns.
Oh yeah,
that's the freaking unions. I blame the freaking unions. Always freaking bending down for the freaking federal government, where they're a bunch of freaking crooks, always stealing the freaking money and not doing the right thing. You go to the schools level, if you go visit your school, I got kids go visit the school, and I question the freaking principal. How come you got that freaking pride flag in the wall, but you don't have no Jesus Christ picture in the wall? I mean, it don't make sense. I think you need to remove that BS out of here. And she didn't take it lightly, but she had to remove it because I called the school board.
Did you really? Oh, you know this.
Yeah, I went and sent an email.
And did you get a response?
Just say the ethics department is going to look into it. But then I went there, I didn't see the flag anymore. They maybe moved it to the bathroom. I don't know.
Probably moved it out of the forefront.
Yeah. But that's how they are, and gladly, and that's why people need to pay attention to their local elections. Last August, we voted, and we used to have 5 liberals in the school board. We replaced 4. Now we got some good 4 good standing conservative and morally guided people in that board that's going to fix all the BS that's going on in our economy. And it's really good. People need to stand up. People, they don't freaking know how important local elections are.
Yeah, they're actually in a sense of how it affects your life. It's more important than the next in that regard.
Because you do have a freaking liberal local freaking board or leaders. Even though you got a Republican governor, the money they send down the pipe, you don't want to get it because they're going to use it for the social agenda.
Yeah.
I want it. I want it.
Yeah, I mean, the school systems, I mean, the public school systems here are just, I mean, everywhere, but I mean, I pulled my daughter out of public school and I put her in private school because, I mean, it was just getting ridiculous. I mean, I mean, now when I look at what she's doing in the private school, the work that they're giving there compared to what she was doing, is in public school, she was in the higher classes, supposedly, they call them Cambridge classes. They're supposed to be advanced. Well, now she's in the private school, and their work is harder than the work she was doing in the public school.
She
You know,
behind? Is she behind from the switch or on?
no, she actually did. She actually adapted to it very well. I mean, in the beginning, it was a little getting used to because I mean, she was seeing things that they never even taught in the public school that she was in. She was in a charter school, and she was seeing things. She was like, "Dad, I'm seeing things that I never even seen before."
Yeah.
They didn't even teach us. In this,
Excuse me.
no school in public schools teach cursive writing. In this school, they make them do cursive. You
Yeah.
know, and for her, she'd never
Understand
seen
that
it
at
in her
all.
life. Kids don't even know. I mean, it's amazing. Kids don't even know what cursive writing is.
Oh,
It-
they're so dead.
that's why I'm getting this podcast together with these three teachers, because I'm not a teacher, but I'm just looking at the stats and I see I don't want to use the term dumbing down, but it's sort of dumbing down,
That's exactly what it is.
you
They're
know,
dumbing
and,
down our kids. Yep. I mean, they're dumbing down the American people.
yeah, that's what I'm
That's the way they want
Guys,
it. They
I
want it that
favor
way.
you last.
You got dumb population. You can control them a hell of a lot better than you can if somebody, they're smart and they educate themselves.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them that don't know anything about the Constitution,
Yep.
anything about our history, and that's why they're getting these. You're hearing their version of our history, and it's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess you can't make inroads if you were insidious and trying to undermine this country. You can't make those inroads if it's an educated population. You get me?
Yep, absolutely. I mean,
So
that's the other thing. I mean, in this school she's in, they're making them read the Constitution and
mhm.
memorize it. I mean, how many public schools can you say that they're making their kids memorize the
Can't
Constitution?
say I have it memorized, but
You know what I mean? I mean, you can go to a public school and ask a kid about the Constitution, they're probably like, "What are you talking about?"
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I think every kid that graduates from high school should have a clear sense of their rights and their responsibilities as citizens. I mean, that's basic.
the problem is now, I mean, most of these kids are coming out of high school, can't even read and write.
They can't.
Yeah. I mean,
You
that's the scary thing that they just push them through like that.
say about the cursive, a lot of them can't read a hand clock. If it's not analog or digital, I mean, they
Yeah,
don't.
they got to have on their watch, they got to have a digital one so they can read it.
Right. I mean, they can't tell you the time otherwise.
Yep.
And to me, that's very scary. I mean, that's like human history. We've eliminated things and added things to make the human condition better, and it seems like they're forgetting a lot of that stuff for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and the scary part is this is our future. These are the people who are going to be running this country someday. And
Well, Maverick, I'm over the hill, so I'm worried
well,
about.
yeah,
I wouldn't want to be up and coming in this world. That's for sure.
yeah,
You know. But I have to ask you both the question because I'm interested in the pod meet that you do live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
yeah. It's on.
Are you
Uh,
getting blowback from the platform, or because it's live, they have no say in the matter?
Yeah, no, I mean, we can we I mean, we push the limits on our show. I mean, we will talk about anything. I mean, and we've had some trouble. They've not censored us, but we have some technical difficulties, depending on the subject that we're talking about.
Hmm.
Just mysteriously, the show will shut down and, or whatever. I mean, we have certain guests on, like we had Dr. Stephanie Seneff. She's a senior research scientist with MIT.
Yeah,
And we brought her on to talk about the vaccine.
Yeah, I happen to listen to that one. Yes.
Yeah, that was really good. But what you don't know is that it took us 3 tries to get the show going.
Mm.
Every time we started going, they would shut it down. And
Wow.
then we're like, what the hell? And then so I just kept we kept trying. I don't know if they just gave up or or what, but we finally were able to get her to keep her on and do the whole show. I mean, yeah. But
Is
then as soon as that show went up to YouTube, they took it down.
really
Yeah.
wow.
They said it was misinformation about the vaccine and crap like that.
Because
And
she
then what I did was, in order to get it back up there, I restructured the title. I
Mm.
took the word vaccine and everything out of it and just put, Dr. Stephanie Sneff and interview with Dr. And then it stayed up. So they took it down because of the word vaccine in it, in the title. I don't know if they go by the title or what they do, because some I can get them up there and get them to stay. And then others, as soon as they start to download, they ban them.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. Again, like I was saying earlier, that this is my 3rd channel, and I just uploaded the first show onto the new one, and they already gave me a first strike.
Wow. And that's Slacker 82 Alpha at YouTube?
Yeah, actually now, no, this one is called, I had to change the word a little bit. It's still it's Slacker 82 Alpha with Maverick and Goose. So it says Slacker 82 Alpha Maverick Goose.
Mm-hmm.
Maverick and Goose. I had to do it that way because that was the only, I'm running out of names, I had to reword it. The first one was Slacker 82 Alpha. The second one was the official Slacker 82 Alpha. They canned both of those, and now we're on the 3rd one.
Wow.
I don't
Well,
know how long it'll last, but
The main thing that we need to remember is we need to fight back.
absolutely.
And maybe you think that your show is not that great. It's not about how great you are. It's about that you are fighting back against these evil people.
yeah.
And you could be going downhill right now, sir. Like you said, you're in the 80s, 70s. No, you're not gone yet. You gotta keep fighting until you are gone.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people, what are you so passionate about? And I always tell them, like I said in the beginning, my kids. It's all about my kids
Mm-hmm.
and our beautiful country. A lot of these haters, they hate our country, but they don't get out of here.
Yeah.
If you had a place where you stay, move out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to stay here. Move to freaking another country. But they don't appreciate anything that they got. They're a bunch of freaking crybaby. And the only thing they do is just destroy. They're like freaking cockroaches, destroying everything they see, everything they touch. And these Democrats, they are really, really bad people.
Yeah.
They're bad.
I can't help but it's all of these things that go on in this society today. I just have this gnawing feeling or this sense in my stomach, and I do have a substantial stomach, that it's education related. For some reason, it all goes back to the education, in my view. When you intentionally try and dumb down.
That's indoctrination. You're right.
Yeah, well, I was
Indoctrinating our
dumbing
kids.
down, and then those people then become teachers. So that's how it works. It's a sickle.
Yeah, that's how they do it. You're right. I mean, these people are crazy. Check what they're doing to the military. Very good. My good kids that work for me and work with me in the military, they're telling me people are getting out left and right. They don't want to stay in the military anymore. We can't even make 20% of the quota now anymore. I mean, and they're taking all the benefits. When you were in jump status or you were working for a special operation group, you get hazard duty pay, okay? Because you're doing something very special.
Yeah.
Now they're taking all those, stuff out of the question. Now our soldiers are not gonna get that anymore. All the programs, they're being cut off by this freaking White House. They don't give a damn about nobody but themselves.
Yeah.
They're destroying our military. And if we get attacked by Russia and China, we're done. We are completely done. We don't have no way to fight back.
Yeah. Well, if it makes
only
you feel
that.
better, China has its own problems too now. I know.
Well, what the scary part is people aren't paying attention is that China and Russia are making their own, forget what they're calling it, their own group now. And then Turkey just joined them too. So, I mean, we should, everybody, oh, Putin's not that bad, but Putin is a bad guy. I mean, if you push him hard enough, and it's like we're provoking him. It's like we're poking the bear just to see how much we can get out of him.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna poke him one too many times, and we're not gonna like how he responds. And like Goose said, I don't think we're ready. I mean, if we were to go to war with either Russia or China, maybe one we might have a chance. But if they keep together, we don't have a chance.
No, we don't have a chance. Right now, we don't. Our military is so decimated. I mean, honestly, come on. We using Vietnam 2.6, 2.4 forces, people to go there and fight and all that stuff. They already got 5.0
Yeah.
migrants here in our country. Come
Yeah,
on. That's invasion. That's what we call it, freaking invasion.
Yeah.
And people are not doing shit. I'm glad that freaking DeSantis at least took that freaking airplane and the damn Texas governor.
Yeah. Well, I had a conversation, last week's podcast was with a fella named Felice Manzi, who's also a veteran. And we were talking about Ukraine, the Ukraine war. And the point was raised, we're sending a lot of arms over there, billions of dollars in arms.
Absolutely.
Not one peace negotiator.
Yeah.
Isn't that, and the people, the sectors of this country you would expect to demand that aren't saying a word. Makes me very nervous.
They all are out of control. I mean, the Trump on national TV in Germany, when he had that meeting with them, told them, why you don't buy our natural gas? Don't buy from Russia. That we avoid you to be attached to them. And if something happened, guess what? They never follow what Trump told them. Right now, they're still getting that oil from Russia. People are not talking about that right now. They don't even mention Ukraine anymore. Only when you hear, well, they're getting $50 billion. Guess what? They get that money. That money come back to the United States, to people who are making all those big guns and everything. Sell them the guns, send it back to Ukraine, and the big guy get percentage.
Yeah.
And the other politician. They are cleaning the house. These people are becoming so rich. Yeah, but freaking inflation is over freaking 20%. They might say it's 9%, but the last time I checked, I paid for a pack of eggs 50% higher than I used to pay.
Yeah.
The gas, it used to be $5, but before Trump got left, it was under $2. It went up to $5. Now it's like $3.80, and people are okay with that. I said, come on, wake up. You still pay more than $1.80 a gallon.
Yeah.
And that's how they mentally brainwash you. Oh, it's okay. We used to pay $5. Now it's okay. We pay $3.50 now.
Yeah.
Come on, you're freaking dumb ass.
That's exactly why you see them every day celebrating the fact that the prices went down. Oh,
It went down 1 cent.
It's because of Biden, but yet when the prices were high, when it's up to $5, oh, the president don't have anything to do with that. We don't blame Putin for that.
How's the gas in New York right now? How
now
high?
the prices are going down, and now Biden's more than happy to take responsibility for that.
And he finally won against Big Pharma after they gave him 18 million in his campaign.
Well, honestly, it don't matter. The guy did a campaign. The guy stay in the freaking bunker. The guy don't freaking know what he's doing. I do strongly believe that he freaking cheated, number one. We are too freaking lazy to vote. I don't think 160,000 people voted. I really don't think that 160 million people voted. I don't. We are so freaking lazy. We get our own freaking burger delivered to our house. You think they're gonna go vote? Hell no. I know they cheated.
Yeah.
They cheated.
Well,
and they're gonna do the same thing if we don't watch out.
Yeah, I mean, I think they will. I mean, if we don't win 22, I don't think we'll ever see a Republican back in the White House.
And you know what? And I'm
That's
gonna say
my,
this.
that's my prediction. But
No, you're right. And Mary, let's. I want to touch on that lady that you guys have in New York, AOC.
She's from
That lady,
my old
that
neighbor.
lady is evil.
Hmm.
That lady are the type of people that were back home in Puerto Rico. We call them independentistas, and they promise all kind of bullshit to the Puerto Rican people. And when they achieve the goal, they pack and come back to the state, and they forget about our people.
Hmm.
And that's how they do it. They hit them wrong, and they do the bullshit and get out. And once they make all that money, they're good. They don't gonna, uh, do anything else for the people. And that's what these politicians do.
Yeah.
They win, they get there in the Senate or the House Representative. They make all this freaking money, and that's it. They forgot about you. Totally forgot about you.
Yeah. So Maverick,
yes, sir.
how's it? Is it hard for you to have such a shy, reserved co-host in the podcast?
I know, I have to really push him to talk sometimes. I mean, he just yeah,
Uh,
he doesn't want to talk, and yeah.
if he
No,
only,
I mean it's great. I love doing the show with Goose because we feed off each other so much. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just like, there's times where I'll be like, but then I know he'll get me going. He'll say something that he knows is going to get me going, just to get me to get. So I mean, but I love doing the show with him. I mean, I
Well,
would.
just to the people who are listening or going to listen to this interview, I just going to let you know flat out, you don't vote for Trump this coming year, you're a dumb freaking ass. Okay, that's the only guy that can fight back against these people. It's nobody, not even DeSantis can fight against these people. These people are too freaking evil, and Trump were there once. Trump know their freaking tricks. He knows them. He
Mhm.
used to be one of them.
He was a Democrat, yeah.
Yeah, he used to be one of them. He used to sit down and put his freaking feet in Schumer's desk and say, "Suck my cock, you want the 5G campaign money?" I mean, Trump know all those people.
He went.
So now
He went to
he
Bill
know
and
how to
Melinda's
fight them.
daughter's wedding, yeah.
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 So this guy got freaking more life than a freaking cat in steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the Russia hold, they got the impeachment, everything, they still can't get it. They came down here to Mar-a-Lago, now Trump's fighting back. The freaking FBI so freaking corrupt. They went judge shopping, found the gay ass judge that don't like Trump to
That
sign that freaking warrant.
how you guys felt about the Mar-a-Lago thing, yeah.
Oh man, just that's motivate people around Florida. You see all the people in the motorcycle car. That was like another picnic for us.
Mm.
We love Trump. I'm telling you. I mean, we want Trump to stay 4 more years. Then I think freaking DeSantis we take over after that. We do 8 more. That would be 12 years to repair the cracks, all the crap that this guy did to that country in the last 2 years.
Hmm.
I mean, our country is in bad shape.
It certainly is. How do you guys feel about Tulsi Gabbard?
I think she's a really good patriot. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. I think she's one of those center Democrats. Okay. She's a really center Democrat. I love that about her. We don't have no more Democrats like that.
No.
They are a bunch of freaking liberals.
Yeah. We used to have one here in New York called Pat Moynihan, who,
Mm-hmm.
if he was around today, he would definitely not be in the Democratic Party. I wouldn't think. But
And I blame our own Republican people. You as a Republican, you're right winger. You say, no, I'm not. And they tend to go more to the left. So you ask me if I'm a right wing, I say, hell yeah, I'm right. I don't believe in that bullshit gay shit that they promote. I'm freaking very right. So I don't give a damn what you say.
yeah,
But we don't have many people that stand up for what they believe.
right.
You gotta stand up for what you believe, because you don't stand up, you will fall for anything.
Well, and that's the problem. This country is just that, we're all these other countries who, I mean, look at the UK, for instance. I mean, tried to, you know, clamp them down during COVID and, you know, force them to do this and force them to do that. And they went to the streets and they fought back. I mean, here, you know, in this country, they say, oh, you got to wear a mask. Okay. You know, you got to get the COVID shot. Okay. Well, I mean, some people said, okay. I mean, you know, I mean, when it comes to the vaccine, I mean, it's a, you know, and unfortunately, I have two parents who listen to everything that they say that this vaccine is.
Come on, Maverick, don't talk about your parents.
I gotta, because, you know, it's a shame because, I mean, we fight. I mean, you know, literally fight over this because they were Obama supporters. They loved Obama. They thought he was the greatest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now, you know, no matter what Biden does, but they voted for Biden because they didn't like Trump. That's, you know what I mean? So, but that's what a lot of Americans did. The only reason Biden got any votes at all is because people, oh, well, Trump's too mean, or he said this, or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so they vote for that moron. And then, you know, but my parents can't see that anything that he does wrong. You know, I'll point out things and they'll be like, oh, well, but but you mentioned anything about Trump. Well, Trump did this for the country. Well, no, you know, they just, yeah, it's sad. And then, like I said, with this vaccine thing, I mean, I argue with them all the time. I said, look, why do you keep taking this crap? You know, I mean, you know, now there's a fourth booster, and, you know, and I know, unfortunately, I know my parents will be in line to take that thing. You know, I mean, and this booster they're coming out with, they didn't even finish the human trials on it. They did like I think like a couple months of human trials, and then they already released it.
They did it on mice.
Yeah, you know, and oh, okay, well, it worked on the mice, so let's just give it out there for the humans. And there, and of course, you know, people like my parents will line up for that one because they said they hear, well, it's another booster, it's going to help you. Okay, you know, I just.
And Mary, remember, I got the shot, so don't go too far, okay? Please.
Yeah, but you smartened up after the first one. I mean, you didn't go and get the 3 booster shots along with it. But maybe you did. You didn't tell me. I don't know.
Again,
it did improve my ED. Remember that?
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
The Spanish flu was long enough ago that no one was around to remember how it just naturally faded out. We still have a flu shot every year. That's from the same Spanish flu.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, didn't Biden just come out yesterday saying we're finally through COVID? I mean, it's over now.
Well, it's been over for a long time in my head.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, he announced that we're you know, our country's finally out of COVID there. But
that means enough damage was done.
Yeah, well, it just means for me, it just means that they're paving the way for something else. I think they're just, you know, I think there's something else coming. You know, I don't know what,
they tried to do. They got to come up with something between now and November. They tried with the monkeypox, didn't take.
Yep, monkeypox didn't work, so they had to try something else.
Come up with something even more outlandish.
And it's a scary thing to think about. You know, that the people that are running this country are thinking, what can we do next? You know, but yeah, but like Goose and I say, God is in control. So I mean, you know, he's gonna have the last word.
Well, he always does. I was gonna ask how you and Goose, how you and Maverick met.
Well, we met in the casino.
Yeah.
You know, we were spending the money the way we want to, so we met in the casino. This is a free country. You work hard, you play hard.
Yeah.
So we became friends, and when things started hitting the fans really hard, he decided to create a YouTube channel, and that was like what, 2015, something like that, 2014, and then we started. Well, I didn't support Trump first. I supported Marco Rubio. We started doing our YouTube thing. And then we realized, dang, we got to continue because these people are crazy. We can't really stop. We got to educate people. And that's why right now we are in the process to open a Spanish radio station show because George Soros just trying to buy all the Latino radio station to brainwash our, people. So we got to find a way to fight back.
Can you say that again, Goose? What did George Soros do?
He buying Latin radio station to promote the woke culture and all the Democrats stuff, brainwashing our Latino community to get their votes.
Okay.
So he bought a radio station here in Miami for $13 million conservative freaking radio station. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and he said he's gonna spend more money. He said he's gonna buy 18 radio stations. So he already got all the American radio station, American speaking, plus he got all the media on his favor.
Yeah.
And that's one thing too. The media is corrupt.
You guys ever see that splash? They talk about all the media, including Fox, MSNBC. That Pfizer thing brought to you by Pfizer. You guys ever see that video about how many news shows are sponsored by Pfizer?
Oh yes, I mean those people make billions on dollars in the vaccine.
Yeah.
Just the vaccine.
You can check it out on YouTube. Just type in Pfizer.
Yeah, I'll have to look up for that one.
Yeah, it'll astound you how many news, Meet the Press, everything you can think of was sponsored by Pfizer on Fox too.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but yeah, that's interesting. I have to look that up.
I mean, in fact, in elections, during the election, Fox News really betrayed us. They did. They really didn't talk about this cheating that was taking place and all that stuff. Everybody stayed quiet.
They tried to remain neutral. Yeah.
Yeah, neutral, man. They were part of this thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't trust any of the mainstream media. I mean,
No.
you gotta. If people are relying on the mainstream media for their information, they're just stupid. I mean,
I
haven't watched any of those in 6 years.
No, yeah, me either. I mean, I mean, you
gotta.
You
gotta be careful because you might get a heart attack. That's why you gotta stay away from that shit.
Yeah, well, I think CNN is making a concerted effort to go closer to the middle.
What? CNN? Shit. Do you really believe that?
So they are under new management. They got rid of that one guy. I can't think of his name.
Well, I think they had to do something because the ratings.
You talk about who? Fredo?
In the ground.
Well, they got rid of him, but no, this other guy. I can't think of his name.
Oh, Lemon? Don Lemon? They moved him to the Money Show.
No, not him. Some other guy. I can't think of his name. They just canned the show like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, the bald head guy.
I didn't want to say bald headed, but yeah, he had no hair.
Yeah, but they hired Chris Wallace, another freaking hater.
Well, yeah. But that's what I was reading, that they were trying to make a concerted effort to go be more just straight news.
Yeah, because their rating.
I think it's too late for them.
Their rating is like 7%.
Yeah, I mean they're like.
I think Slacker 82 Alpha has more ratings than CNN does.
Yeah.
As long we take the news to the people and tell them the truth, and even though we fight with some of them, that's what we care. We care about our country. We really love our country. And I don't give a damn about those people. I don't. Mm-hmm. And the main thing that we need to do, keep fighting for your country, because this is the best country around the world. It is the best.
I ate up a lot of your guys' time. I wanted to ask you before I let you guys go, how you feel about Bill Gates being the biggest farmer in America?
You mean pedophile Bill? I don't know. Pedophile Bill needs to be in jail too.
Bill Gates owns the most farms in the United States.
Yeah,
he just bought a big
nobody's
land,
really. I mean, it's happening, and nobody's really going, questioning it, and that's a little.
Well, they don't question the freaking Chinese.
No, I mean that too. I mean, China's buying up all kind of property here in this country, and they just bought a property next to a military base.
Yeah, in North Dakota. Yeah.
And nobody's even, I mean, the Biden administration, I think they came out yesterday or the other day and said, oh, well, we don't really, we're watching it, but we don't really see anything, I mean, come on, China buys a property right next to a military base. You think that was by mistake?
Yeah.
I
I don't know, guys. I feel like China's going to have some serious problems in the short order.
I mean, I've always said, and Goose will back me up on that.
No, China's not gonna have no problem. No, not with this guy in the White House.
Yeah, well, that was Biden.
China's taking over. Yeah, unless we move this guy out and put Trump in the White House, then we can take over. But China is on the verge of being the superpower in the world.
I mean,
they are.
China's doing it quietly. They're moving all around the globe. I mean, they're slowly moving into Africa. Help. They're trying to. They want to help, but you know what they want? They're trying to strategically put themselves all around the country, and China, and Russia's no different. I mean, Russia now is trying to position themselves in the Arctic.
They almost took over all South America. You only got 4 countries in South America that they are not woke yet. Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Ecuador. And Brazil got the election in the next few months. Yeah. So it's really going down. I mean, Colombia now is freaking socialist country. Mm. So it's like a freaking cancer spreading all over the place.
Yeah, it seems like I've been down this road before with these movements. I'm old. I think I'm older than both of you guys, but I remember all of these things. I had a similar conversation about Japan in the late '80s, gonna take over the world, but I don't know.
That bomb works. That atomic bomb.
I think Japan learned their lesson.
It changed people's minds.
They were doing the same thing, buying up this, buying up that. And,
but Japan was really bad. Remember the year in the 1930s, 38, 39, they killed so many Chinese people.
Yeah.
Millions. Mm-hmm. They were really bad.
Yep.
Now it's China. I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And Iran is selling all those drones to Russia too now.
All those drones, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's, what's the saying? Biden's willing to fight to the last Ukrainian over there.
Hey, Biden,
we've already.
You don't even know where he's at.
I just recently I read 15.1 billion we're up to so far that we've given them.
That sounds low. I thought it was higher than that.
Yeah, I thought it was higher too. But when I read, I was reading their last payment they just made to them.
Maverick, you need to start reading those newspapers from New York. They are not telling you the truth.
I haven't watched cable news in 6 years. I haven't read a paper in much longer than that. So
yeah.
But I am optimistic about our country, guys, and but as Goose said before, you guys, it's certainly worth fighting for, and if you're willing to stand on your principles, then everything will work out, I hope.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's people like us and like you, that do these shows and to, that's what makes us do these shows is to educate people. I mean, we tell you, look, on our show, we say, look, we don't expect you just to take what we say as gospel. If we can make one person listen to our show and then go off and go do the research themselves, then we've done our job. We don't expect everybody just to say, oh, and believe everything we're saying. Now, before we say anything on our show, Goose and I are researching everything, because that's the one thing that I said about this show when I started it, is that I don't want to put conspiracy crap out there. And, I want to be known as a show that's going to give you the truth. What we tell you, we research before we do it. I mean, you're not going to hear us just making, we'll give our opinions sometimes. But, if we're, doing a topic, covering something, we've researched the hell out of it before we do it.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
And Goose is even more than me. I mean, Goose will spend the whole day,
every day is a holiday for me. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, So because we put our name, and that's what I said too, is, we're putting our reputation on the show.
Mhm.
So, we want to make sure that people know that, we're not just talking out our ass when we're talking.
Yeah.
It's because we've done the research. And again, I don't expect you to believe anything that I say, but if you leave our show and go and research for yourself, well then, great.
Yeah.
But
I see your point. Yep. That's if he can be that trigger.
yeah, I mean, we just want to, we put it out there,
Yeah.
and then if you're on the fence, we give you the information, and then you figure it out for yourself, which way you want to go.
But if you cross that line, our show, we smoke you like a freaking, or drop you like a bad habit. Quick.
Oh, that's true too.
Well, I thank both of you men for being on my show tonight. It was a pleasure having you both.
Oh, it was great. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're invited anytime you want to come on ours. You're
Oh,
more
I
than
appreciate that. I was going to say you have one more listener in me, and I hope some of my listeners will tune in to Slacker 82 Alpha. They're on every Wednesday night live at 7 p.m. Live and unfettered, right, men?
That's right. There's no filter on our show. So
That's right.
You can find them
yeah.
on Podme. And their recorded podcast. Is it the same podcast that you just put out recorded?
Yeah. It just, I mean, we don't even, there's no editing or nothing. I
Yeah.
mean, what you get is the raw show. I mean, whatever's said on the live show, you're getting it on the recording.
And we do strongly believe in God.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yep.
And that would be the recorded version if you can't make it on to the live one would be on Spotify, Google, Apple was the other one I was trying to think of before.
Yeah, we're everywhere. Any platform you can think of that has podcasts on it, we're on it.
Good. And you can find it on Facebook.
I everywhere.
82 Alpha on Facebook. And good luck with the YouTube. I hope they keep you up there under the
new one. Yeah. I mean, we're on Twitter, Slacker 82 Alpha. We're on Instagram, Slacker 82 Alpha 1. We're on Twitter as Maverick Goose 14. I mean, we're on every social media. Telegram, Slacker 82 Alpha. Can't even think of them all.
There's so many of them out there.
Yeah, TikTok, we're on. TikTok, we're pretty good. I mean, we got almost over 9,000 followers. So, I mean, we're doing pretty good over there.
Censure these guys at your own risk because they got plenty of other platforms they can send people to. You know what I mean? So, but again, I'm looking forward to hearing tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Yeah.
Great.
Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. on Podmeet, Podmeet.
Podbean.
Podbean, I'm sorry, my
Podbean.
mistake.
Yeah, Podbean.
But there'll be a link to that in the show notes, and as well as, do you have a website, an individual?
We do, slacker82alpha.com.
Cool. The link to that website will be just below on the show notes as well. And I thank you very much, gentlemen.
I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you very much for having us. And like I said, anytime you want to come on the show, just let me know.
God bless you, and we do appreciate the great opportunity that you give us.
Thank you so much, Ben. Have a great day. And thank you again for serving our country. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.